The king has returned. All right, so it's Owen Tippett, but still, just don't get me started. Don't get me started. Not tonight.
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans. So, 30 left, right? Let's see. 30 games. Then, let's see. Round 1 goes 6. Round 2 goes 5. Round 3 goes 7. Finals goes 7. Parade. And then for the rest of my life, I live under the bridge and down by the river in the van. You know what I'm trying to say. We've got we're at the top of the hill and the roller coaster begins now. Buckle up, all those good things. So, Stolarz is in net tonight. Bubba gets a break, earns himself a nice little break after his showing in the All-Star game. All-Star weekend was not bad. I liked the format better than last year. You know, last year with the cutting away and everything, and this year you just, you knew who won. Sometimes you didn't really see the whole thing because a lot of times, especially during the All-Star game, ESPN was busy doing interviews while the play was going on. But hey, why would we want to watch the stuff on the ice? That's just silly now. So, Nick Cousins returns to the lineup tonight. So, Samoskevich remains in the AHL. From the talk about, the NHL, the players had that anonymous poll, and then Cousins had the most punchable face, and now, the players and coaches are kind of sticking up for Cousins, saying, hey, we like that guy. I kind of feel like he has an unwarranted reputation. I ain't going to get into the argument with other people about it, because it's like me with the Chiefs. You're either going to love them or hate them, and you're going to feel that way regardless of whatever you see on the film, on the TV screen. So it is what it is. He's back in. Samoskevich is down and probably not coming back unless somebody gets hurt, or maybe he'll come back for the playoff race. And we'll just have to see what Bill Zito decides to do in terms of if he can get Sam Reinhart signed, and if we can, or if we're going to fill that spot, or if Cousins is going to be in the top 9 in the playoffs. I'll be honest with you. I feel good about this team. I just feel good about the team. I'm not going to sit here and say what I said last year, but all I will say is whether or not we go get somebody and bring them in. If you go out and you bring somebody in, Nick Cousins is still going to be on the lineup. He's still going to be in the 4th line, so that would just take Gadjevich off the ice, or Lockwood. I think Lockwood comes back tonight too. So excuse me. Lockwood is off a concussion protocol. I get all these guys mixed up because we've got like a whole team's worth of 4th line players, which is not bad. It's good to have the depth. So, in terms of what we need to see from the Panthers tonight, I'm going to be straight with you. I'm going to be straight up honest. I think we're going to get waxed. I think they're going to mop the floor with us tonight. I can't tell you why I feel that way. I just kind of feel like Philadelphia's got way more to play for. We're at home where we're okay, right? I think they're gonna mop the floor with us. I wouldn't be surprised. I can't talk. I wouldn't be surprised to see Owen Tippett get a goal or two, or a goal and assist, just enough to piss me off. I hope I'm wrong, by the way. I do hope I'm wrong, but I'm kind of queasy about this one. All right, let's see how it goes. All right, so 1-0 Panthers after 1. I should predict that we're going to get asses kicked more often. All right, so what do we see? We see that Nick Cousins is definitely playing like his ass is on fire, like he's concerned about getting moved or moved down or whatnot. So he's attempting to get that line going, and Lundell is doing Lundell things, which, I mean, it's funny because my knock on Cousins is that if he could ever finish the opportunities that he has, which he had one that he couldn't finish. But before that, it was Cousins with a nice setup to Lundell, and then Lundell, shocking, I know, he couldn't finish. But who does finish? Carter Verhaeghe. Holy hell in a handbasket. He slides, he's at the top of the circle. He slides over, and you just knew what was coming, and he takes top shelf short side. I mean, there's no room there. It's in between two defensemen. I don't know how the hell the dude is either just ridiculously deadly accurate or just the luckiest son of a bitch on the planet, because some of those shots, you look at it and you're like, there's no way that's not on purpose. Nobody could hit that target on purpose. He's closing his eyes and just getting lucky. I'm convinced. So it's 1-0 to Panthers. Move on to second period. And there's our lovely, there's our second period Florida Panthers. Now, I don't think we're getting our asses kicked. And what I'll say here is that we looked like ass in that period. You could see exactly what was going to happen. Philadelphia gets it tied up. But after the period was over, a bunch of guys were getting together and they were hugging and smooching and exchanging cookie recipes there. And so that might not have been the best idea for the Flyers to do, because they kind of had us sleepwalking through things, and now that might have woke us up a little bit. Tkachuk was Konecny. I can't say his name. I know how to say it, but I can't say it. Konecny got the goal, was kind of pushing and shoving with Tkachuk, and his helmet ended up off, and Tkachuk is sitting there face washing him with no helmet on. It was disgusting. No wonder everybody wants to punch the guy in the face, right? All right, so it's 1-1. I would highly prefer to avoid overtime. Didn't we have 2 overtimes in a row before we went on the break? Isn't it? Did we do that? Or was there something where we had a couple of overtimes? The point is that if we play that way again in the third period, we won't have to worry about overtime, because I'll be coming in here saying no points. Let's try to do better. All right, so who remembers way back a long time ago, before the All-Star break, when I said multiple times that this is what we were going to see. We're going to play a lot of these Metro teams now. We haven't played them. We're going to play them. They are all desperate for points. And let's be honest. I mean, we got 30 games left. We could almost lose all of our games and still make the playoff. I mean, that's not going to happen, but you get my point. We're looking up. We're not catching Boston. We're looking down. There's not really a whole lot to worry about for second place. And so, these teams are going to come in. They're desperate for points. Now, that doesn't excuse, but it does. It doesn't, and it does. We all want to see them play better, okay? And what I'll say is that for every night we play like this and stay in second place, that's one more game of ridiculous, absurd physical energy that they have saved up for the playoffs, because that's what matters right now. Is, you're going to have to play better than you did tonight. You're going to have to win your share of games. But, what did I think I said in the podcast, with 30 games left, I think I was looking at something like 20-7-3, something like that. That might be a bit much. We may not even need to do so much about that. Maybe like 17-8-5 or something like that. We don't have to play lights out. You don't want to get into a habit of playing like this. You know what I mean? You want to be able to turn it on every so often. But we have just not been. We've not been that good at home, and we certainly, there was no juice coming in. You know what I mean? The Flyers aren't really a rival. We didn't even have Bob. We weren't riding any kind of wave of energy from from hosting the All-Star game and all of that stuff. So, like I said in the pregame, I expected this tonight. Stolarz, let's be honest, it was a 2-1 final. The only reason it wasn't like 6-2 is Stolarz played a really good game. It sucks that he doesn't get a point out of that because he made some really good saves for us. But other than the first little bit in the first period, we're just standing around, smoking a doobie, just, looking at the calendar. It's not April yet. It's not April yet. So, it's hard to get upset about it. If you start playing 3 and 4 games like that in a row, that's a problem. But I would suspect that we'll come back. What do we play? We play the Capitals on Thursday. Yeah, that'll be 2 points. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. And look, Flyers, they wanted it. You know what I mean? No, nothing you can do. We had a power play in the third period. It looked horrible. But, not moving our legs. We were passing. We were soft with our passes. And not even going to be concerned about it a little bit. Nick Cousins was the best. It's funny because last year when we were struggling, not so much this time of year, but during the times that we were struggling, there were many nights when Eric Stahl was the best player on the ice in terms of energy and effort. And that was certainly Nick Cousins out there tonight. You cannot fault his energy. He set up Lundell and he set up Luosterainen, and neither one of those two punks could finish. So can't really rag on Cousins for not finishing if he is going to set up the talent and they can't finish either, and we lose the game. But it ain't really their fault. That was still the best line. I wouldn't have noticed Kachuk if he wouldn't have been starting shit. Bennett was okay. Barkov was non-existent. It wasn't a problem, obviously, but completely non-existent. Rodriguez was non-existent. The fourth line, again, we played a decent first period, but, did the fourth line even see the ice in the third period? I think they did with 8.5 minutes once. I don't know what the fourth line's ice time is. But on nights like tonight, when we maybe give him a little more ice time, see if we can get some things going. And, not much has changed. Montour keeps missing the net, so there's that. So don't worry about it, Panther fans. I can't be worried about it. All right, we're gonna be in the playoffs, and that's all that matters is the health of this team between now and then and the playoffs. So, all right, tomorrow, or if you're watching this tomorrow, it is today. The review will be live at noon. That's not going anywhere. Made a community post today. Most of you saw it. If you didn't see what I said in the community post, go ahead, read that. I don't really want to get into discussing that too much here. At some point in the next week or two, maybe I'll make a video about it. But right now, I said what I said, and I meant what I said. But past that, I'm not going to worry and concern myself with next year. I'm doing what I need to do this year. You guys will get everything that Kyle and I have for this season, and then we'll handle next year after this year is over, and after I take that month or 2 months off, then we'll handle exactly what next year is going to look like. So, all right, so we get no points. It sucks that I was right, because I was hoping if I could come on here and say we were going to get our ass kicked and then we won, I was hoping that would be like a good new juju trick, right? If I could be negative and they would win, that would work out good, because I'm good at being negative, right? That's a talent of mine, but it didn't work out. So I got to go back to being positive. Nobody likes that, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon.